All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the first regular season Fortnite match of the fall season here at the AEA. Game 1 is getting started, and we're hanging out with XX Cold as they are getting looted up here, getting ready to go. Of course, we're just a couple of voices behind the screen today, but why don't you let them know who's joining me today?
Hey, what's up? That was 22, and I am Physical, your usual Fortnite casters coming to you for the AEA. Just very excited to get this going as we're squashing some bugs. Just starting. I thought for a second I got some flashbacks to Helldivers, but this is notably not the Terminated front, and this is the AEA front.
Yeah, no democracy to spread today, just victory royales to acquire. So, gonna be starting out quick here for TTV Superstar and XX Gold. We're gonna bounce around to some of the different teams. We'll check out what Cam Killer and Jers are doing. And it's the first day of the regular season, so we're gonna be picking up a lot of new names and doing what we do, where we do our best to try and figure out what teams these are. But I can tell you right now, Visible, this is a York Academy roster. This is actually the Yarks legendary duo. That is their team name. Pretty optimistic from the start, I'd say.
I think it's we're rocking an Iron Man skin and then just the purple, not the green screen suit, but whatever the purple suit is. I have no idea, but don't care about visibility at all. We're just going right to it. And we got two teams pretty close to each other. We got Sniper John and Silent hovering close, and both teams with a little bit of loot to their name. I think Jers might have sussed them out a little bit. Yeah, kind of stancing up like they know a little bit of something's going on. Maybe not. I thought they were looking in that direction, but I don't think these two teams know about each other quite yet.
That's possible, but definitely coming in early. I mean, they got to know that these drops very well could be hot. A lot of loot here in Dystopia City for these guys to be fighting over as this game is developing here. So we will see. We will see. We got Theory and Lightheart Ethan. Let me go ahead and check our roster sheets, but I recognize these names. Could it be? Could it be the Frisco Falcons green roster of the XP League Frisco location? A fantastic club. First appearance in the AEA was at our national tournament this year, Visible, and they put on quite a performance there. So for them to be back in the regular season, awesome to get to see them here at this competition today.
Yeah, really great, and they're starting at a pretty secluded location, as you can see, south even of On Post Enclave. We got a couple teams up there in the Kappa factory. We're gonna just zoom right in to see what we can see. French Toast, yep, we got a little bit of a fight going on here. Gearzoid and Unot 67 on one side, French Toast on the other. I'm not seeing a duo here with French Toast. Here they are with Copper, Fear Copper. Both sides exchanging blows, but this squad over here, worse for wear at the moment.
Navy. Frisco Falcons Navy is our spectate POV right now. Gearzoid pushing dangerously close to the box. Shots are getting exchanged. Fear Copper actually dropping here from the hand of You're Not 6'7", and there's going to be the extra elimination as well. You're Not 6'7" coming out on top here as I scramble through my roster sheets. It's Exo Blue Visible. Exo Blue getting those eliminations. You're Not 6'7" and Gearzoid with some early elimination points and pushing themselves a little bit further on placement as well.
Yeah, how do you like that? An early fight there, and they're going to have double the loot now, essentially. Very good for them. And if we check the map again, they're pretty clear. They have a couple teams sort of nearby a little bit. We're going to go up to one here in the north here with Bix Silent.
Oh, that's actually... That's great. Yeah, so this is actually probably more than likely, I can say pretty confidently that this is our Bixby Spartans actually Visible. So nice. Very cool to get to see this duo competing here at the AEA. A strong team in the Oklahoma Scholastic competitions and getting to participate on this national competition with clubs and schools participating alike. So very fun to see them in the mix today. And look at all of these teams. Quite a large number of little fights that could be happening all around the map. Visible, kind of going to take your pick here. I see Foxy Floodgate does look like a little bit of activity could develop. Let's check out Frag Dread and Chexy here. There it is. A profit maybe, Visible, as we predict this fight taking place. On the other end, we got Dritty and Guru Pro 27.
Oh, nice shot. Looks like, yeah, Dread was able to take down Goru there, and they have a second to kind of recover, but this team right here, they're not going to give them any chance to get back up. Dritty's going to have to really make something magic happen. It's going to be really tough, getting literally boxed in now, and I'm very worried for Dritty. He's surrounded, and there goes
There it is.
Goru and Dritty. They are down. Frag, Dread, and Shexy come out on top.
Yeah, Shexy here for North Carolina Platinum, and so Visible. This is not a schlump of a roster by any means. North Carolina Esports Academy have put up some incredible teams and showing us exactly what they're made of here on our big stage today with Frag, Dread, and Shexy getting those eliminations.
Fantastic, and we're gonna see if there's any more happening here, but it looks like before this circle, not much going on except up here in the northeast. Up here at OXR HQ, we have two teams stancing up, sizing up each other. Alade at the very bottom. I think, yeah, oh my god, okay, we're going full sneak attack mode.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting. So Ollie and Taki here, both members of the EXO White roster. I'm not sure that they're aware that Alade is down there. Alade, a member of Overclock Esports. So some very, very powerful teams coming into each other's corridor or space, I should say, potentially. And we can see there's Free Kyle as well, or Fear Kyle, excuse me. And they definitely are aware of one another. So EXO White versus Overclocked Esports, a little bit of a skirmish taking place now between them.
Yeah, should be an interesting fight. I think that by the looks of it, both teams not really that interested in going after each other. We do have a challenger here just coming right off the left of the stage, and
something about it being the superhero costume, as you say. A challenger arrives.
Oh, we've got some fights going on
Xbox.
here. We're gonna pop right back into Alade and see what we have going on here, and very clearly, hopefully, a little bit of a visual bug for us, because
I really don't think that's the intended visual of the skin. I've seen the skin used. So
like a Travis Scott skin? I really don't know who that would be.
I can't answer in its current state at all.
Yeah, that is. I don't. Yeah, we're gonna leave. Oh, never mind. We're not going to leave them to it. We got some action here. A little bit of a spectator, but we're sorry about that. Our superhero does get downed there. Unfortunate.
Sniper Gang, Hector Boy from the roster Sniper Gang getting eliminated here. So it's Alade and Fear Kyle. Again, Overclocked Esports. Finding some eliminations. Very, very good from them.
Actually, we see what the skin's supposed to look like here.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is going to be some artist that I simply, I'm not ingrained in the culture enough. I'm a heavy metal music person, so just an artist I may not know. So I'm sorry for anyone who I've offended, but I don't have their skin exact
Without
name.
the knowledge.
Yes, I lack the knowledge. It is all on me. We're gonna check out though. Taki and Ollie outside of the circle, taking a little bit of damage, also taking damage up here from Shexy.
Yeah, so we've seen a little bit from Dread and Shexy so far. Remember, that's the North Carolina Esports Academy, their Platinum roster. And so they're holding the high ground. This is a position that I absolutely love from them. Ollie and Taki, though, a little bit of pressure to get out of the storm, but not much. They can hunker down and wait for a window of opportunity before forcing a rotation. These two duos absolutely aware of where the other one is at right now. And shots, oh, it looks like a third team, visible third team in the area as well. Ollie and Taki, members of EXO White, and it's actually Overclocked Esports. So we have three teams, and the result of this fight, visible, it's going to be some really strong positioning going into the next this next storm, the next rotations that these teams are going to be making. Pretty important to come out on top of a skirmish like this. And it looks like Taki does drop. You can see in the elimination there, the elimination feed, excuse me, Dread, finding that elimination that provides extra discomfort for Ollie from EXO White.
Looks like they're going to dip out now too, and I don't mind that decision at all. It's getting a little bit hot up here in the north east side of the map, and as you can see, circle not super friendly, not a huge walk, but you know, when you're getting some pot shots sent your way and you have two really solid squads bearing down on you and ready to do battle, then you're in a situation that maybe you don't want to be in. Maybe you want to get back to that circle sooner rather than later. And this standoff still going on. Ollie seemingly on the receiving end of a lot of pain here. They're going to go for the kill.
Into the storm. The fight is being brought straight to Ollie here, in a good position here from Frag Dread, taking the high ground, trying not to get too overzealous, despite the fact that they are pushing into the storm. Ollie, meanwhile, taking the hunker down approach. Now, if you'll remember a moment ago, North Carolina Platinum, the roster we're spectating now, they did get that knock onto Taki, that full finish, it seems, as well. And so they know that Ollie is somewhere around here as a solo. And so Fizzable, ideally here, hoping to be able to sniff that out. But I suppose on a storm like this, where you're just taking one tick of damage at a time, maybe you're just looking to get some extra loot. But what are the consequences, potentially, of a play like this?
Yeah, it's tough. If you get overextended, if you're not able to find the kill, then you're wasting a lot of time. Another team might get set up in your stead and have something to say whenever you get back into the action. Looking like a couple kills in the kill feed up there. Was trying to see where that was happening on the map. Couldn't quite catch it. Was trying to focus in on this fight, but looks like Ollie is gonna possibly survive another day. Yeah. Has to catch up a little bit. U-Not 6-7 there, getting Cam Killer.
Another 11. Yeah, U-Not 6-7 of the Exo Blue roster duoed up with Gearzoid today, and they've got at least 3 eliminations kind of stacked up to this point already, so they're in a solid place. And I am going to be keeping an eye on Ollie, kill feed, or maybe even standing at the end for a victory royale. I mean, what a storyline it would be. Very, very far caught out in the storm right now. Heals available, making this rotation, but far from away from danger, even though they can see the edge of that storm, rotating right into North Carolina Esports Academy's Platinum roster. And I do think this is the right play. Take that wider rotation, play it slow. Ollie's still in this game despite being as a solo at this time. Let's keep looking around. We got Thunderyard and Valen. This is going to be Frisco Falcons White. Visible Frisco Falcons White, and they are rotating right into another team there. XX Cold on the low ground.
Yeah, I wanted to pop into this area here because I think we're going to have a little bit of some trouble with these 2 solos. Turks on height. Oh, I thought that was a possibly visual bug. Looking like they're healthy. All is well and good there. We're getting some drops onto the map, and right now Thunderyard looking like they're just surveying the map, kind of trying to figure out what all's going on. Load back into them. There we go.
And real quick, Visible, as we're kind of in between fights here, if we could we try a button 5? Could we press 5 and see if that gets us? This should be the gameplay feed. So as we're getting into the late game, Visible, I just wanted to, if a player gets a crack shot or hits a crazy edit, I'm hoping to be able to see it straight from their point of view, so I appreciate that. Rotating over here to the Demon's Debris. I cannot lie, I needed to confirm the name of that POI on the minimap as I started saying it. So Demon's Debris, and it looks like this is going to be for the reboot here. Thunderyard looking to get back up as a duo. That would put Frisco Falcons White in a great position. And checking out the minimap, it looks like they're all alone, Visible. This is a pretty safe reboot.
I was looking for Ollie, and I don't know if I can see Ollie, but I don't know if I saw the elimination come through either.
Yeah, if we pop on maybe press M real quick, Grouchy, Ethan Kitty, maybe hold off on getting a shot real quick. We're going to see if we can find Ollie. Maybe still standing on that left menu there. If we can find Ollie. Yeah, there it is. Ollie right there.
I was super
so let's see, where is Ollie? Still in the storm.
Ollie's all the way up north.
Look at the map. But look at the inventory here for Ollie. 3 med kits and 80 resource left on the med mist. So I mean, this is we're gonna hang out in the storm. You know, who hates the rain? Who hates the rain? Let's check out the madness. Okay, things a little more chaotic outside of the storm. Turks on height, Uruguay in peace, looking to get into the mix. They're on the outside of a box of a couple of players here. This might be a multi-team skirmish right now. Theory, excuse me, on the receiving end of some shots, and Lightheart Ethan on the high ground. But Turks on height is not slowing down, trying the best to close the distance. Jumps in the box, and Visible, it might be a misplay. Takes a lot of damage in the exchange. And suddenly still trying to figure out how to make this happen. Uruguay in peace, presumably right behind this player. They've found a way to get into the same box together. And these 2 teams, nobody with a decisive lead in this skirmish yet.
I want to pop in real quick. We have the pink team coming in right now, coming in hot. Looks like they're flying.
Oh, very hot.
And I want to just pop into their view right now. This is going to get crazy. Goodness. We have 6 players, 3 teams, all vying for position up here on top of these mountains. And what a crazy absolutely massive fiesta. We have a huge lobby here, so it's great when we get a massive a fight. One player is down.
Especially at this time, Visible. I mean, this is not the final circle, right? We expect these very, very high-stakes skirmishes late in the game, but this is the beginning of the end, and we have another duo getting into the mix. This is going to be expensive and catastrophic for all but one of these teams. That is my assumption, at least at this point. Alan Xenomorph has the high ground right now, looking to spray into the boxes below, just trying to find some chip damage, looking for the window of opportunity to find the elimination. So many mats, so many builds. How do you decipher a box fight type situation like this? Back and forth, and meanwhile, the resources Visible, they're just being consumed and consumed. The mats are being used. If you don't win this fight, you might be very, very displaced going into the end game.
Yeah, this is getting absolutely crazy. Just trying to get our bearings in this area, and yeah, what a crazy moment. Looks like one team's escaping.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, they're just trying to get the heck out of here.
And maybe just accepting the fact that this is, you know, too much, but is this escape going to go unpunished? I'm not convinced quite yet. Drizzen, and I definitely can confirm our roster for us. We've just been so in the mix here, haven't been able to. But Drizzen, a member of the EXO Black roster from the XP League Franklin location here, holding the high ground. But Grouchy Ethan Kitty, a little late to the fiesta, as you said, but maybe able to capitalize it. The dust is settled. And here, Grouchy Ethan Kitty for Yark's Team Z, engaging into the mix.
This is intriguing. I don't know if I understand Grouchy Ethan Kitty's play yet. As a solo, you know, you're trying to play a little differently.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. The golden shotgun does have maybe
potential
answer for this.
They've drawn they've drawn the attention. So maybe that was the plan here. Maybe Ethan wants that smoke, but now that they are fighting for it, they're pushing in. Ethan is going to make this rotation downward, taking some shots along the process. Just needs to make it to the bounce pad, breaking the bounce pad there. What an incredible heads-up play to stop that rotation from happening. And Drizzen is going to get an elimination. EXO Black, a couple of points in their pocket here, as we are entering what is bound to be the last couple of circles. Tuning in on a couple of our teams. Lightheart Ethan and Theory, two members of the Frisco Falcons green roster.
Let's see if we can.
I believe they participated.
This is gonna be. We got a lot of players right in and around the peak of this mountain. We got some a team with a hot shoe and reset here at the bottom. They're taking some shots now. They're just gonna build their fort up. I was thinking they would all kind of converge, but they have a different idea. They're trying to set up within this circle. We have, as you can see, two teams coming up from the south, and then we have a couple of teams up to the east. I think we're going to go ahead and jump there, just as a stalemate sort of happens.
We're back over to Overclocked Esports, and Ollie's now down. Ollie, in the chaos of all these other fights, must have found the reboot on to Taki, who is now in the opposite position. Now Taki's the last one standing for not for Overclocked Esports, excuse me. That would be Fear Kyle and Alade, who we see on the screen now. But Ollie and Taki, both members of the EXO White roster, and I believe Taki's still standing. So Overclocked Esports making this rotation. You can see barely getting their toe into the circle here, and they're going to look to continue to pressure Taki's rotation from here.
Oh, and Taki's going to go down just like that, and Overclocked. Unbelievable play so far. They've been in the mix quite a bit on stream already. And they're having a nice little place right on the edge of the circle. They're here with another squad, but and well, this might actually just become another hotbed of activity. But in the meantime, we're gonna see if we can find. Oh yeah, we've got a team right over here. Two squads going at it. It's tight enough to be a box fight over here.
EXO Black has the high ground. Alan Xenomorph trying to push in and find the elimination onto the Frisco Falcons white roster. Thunderyard inside the box, and that is going to be the elimination here. But can Valen make the escape? Alan behind the scar, trying to find the damage coming out, not quite landing it. Gonna get this quick little refresh here, get healthy, and look at the mini-map Visible. So many teams now forced to displace. It's the great migration as everybody makes their way eastward into one of these late game circles here. And the rotations very well could get punished. You want to be ahead of these rotations. You want to try to get your early positioning onto the circle, but the teams that are ahead, they don't want to allow that to happen, right? So Lightheart Ethan here making this rotation. Theory drops quickly. You're not 6-7 finds that elimination here, and suddenly Lightheart from feeling pretty good to in a very sticky situation.
Yeah, really,
and a
really
little bit
rough.
of a rotation still
they
to go.
tried that, just getting back to the circle. They didn't quite make it. So, you know, though, if you have one player, you still have a chance. And we're going to pop up to the north here because 3 teams are eyeing each other, are staring each other down. And we might go back to Overclock. We've had a lot of success with them so far. In terms of they always seem to find the action. They're finding more of it right now.
See what Fear Kyle is able to produce. Taking shots right now onto Cold, and Cold is taking damage but barely staying alive. Just a little bit of that green health left. We have 13 players in this very congested area, and if you're looking at this from Fear Kyle's point of view, Overclocked Esports, look at the minimap. They are in control of the positioning right now. Everybody's going to be looking to push right into a Lade and the Overclocked Esports roster, who are going to look to cherry pick anybody trying to make that rotation right now.
We go. Okay.
One of the largest rotations is going to have to come through from Fury and Lightheart Ethan, who are there on the opposite side of the Storm Visible. This, of course, being the Frisco Falcons green roster. And standing between them and the safety of the circle are a number of other teams that are looking to deny their...
Yeah, look at the north, right at the very top of this circle, and we're going to be pushing to the north too. So this is it. This is our last location for the circle, just about. We're gonna end up right on the side of this mountain here. Unot 6-7, we've seen them on the kill feed quite a bit already. Had a really solid day today. They get introduced to gravity, as 22 likes to say. Doesn't take too much damage though. Very quick to recover all of these players. If you made it this far in the lobby, I mean, congratulations. This was a very heated lobby the whole time.
It was
very
action-packed,
contested, and this is going to be a very action-packed ending. The amount of teams we have left.
Exo Blue here, you're not 6-7. They're going to try the high ground strategy. They were nearly punished moments ago. But here's the engagement onto the boxes. Overclocked Esports on the inside. They share a residence right now, visible. But Fear Kyle is not looking for roommates. Gets the elimination onto You're Not 6-7. And a powerhouse in this lobby is eliminated as we are down to just 6 duos left. Gearzoid in the Storm's going to drop as well, and the high ground rotations are getting incredibly pressured here. It's Overclocked Esports this time, trying to take that approach. But we have Superstar 0919 on the low ground looking to prevent that rotation. Overclocked, pushing into the Storm, keeping themselves relatively safe at this time. And being alive as a duo right now is exactly where you want to be. These Storms have not been forgiving to the player. Drizzon, great shots landing onto Superstar on the low ground. And the left side of the circle is very, very congested. More pot shots going, just looking to get an elimination point there, looking to pressure the rotations. The less resources the other teams have, the better for Drizzon and Alan Xenomorph. Visible, what do you make of this right now?
I love this.
Fear Kyle and Overclocked on the low ground.
It's the positioning right now for Alan and Drizzon here. Perfect positioning. All the other teams are taking low, or have low ground right now, and they're just putting free damage out. It's a buffet. All you can eat bullets from the duo here, just dropping down damage and not taking any of their own. They've got good supplies. They're still maintaining high ground here. I think that's going to be very important as the teams down there chew each other apart.
Yeah, and this is Exo Black Visible that we are on the spectator for. They have the high ground. They're applying the pressure. They're giving out free meals, as you said. And I love their consistency with how they continue to push to be the first ones into the Storm. They set the tone. They are the ones applying pressure to the rotations. And while they do that, there's an entirely separate game being played on the low ground, trying to win this low ground fight just so you have the right to fight Exo Black at the end game here. Superstar with a similar bug. We've seen that one before, but it's back to Dread and Shexy where it all began, trying to win this low ground duel against Overclocked Esports. Catching shots from the high ground team under an incredible amount of pressure, but it's going to be Superstar that finds the elimination. Superstar and Cold just need to close this one up. Cold down to, or Superstar, excuse me, down to a solo. That must have been Cold that was eliminated.
Here, Kyle's really low now too. And we're gonna
Fear Kyle and LA.
Yep.
Overclocked Esports. Visible,
Oh,
the
they get
noise.
tagged.
I mean, you hear this? It's just an onslaught of damage coming in from the high ground. Alade is still alive and is just popping med mist in the storm, trying to delay this. What might be the inevitable, Visible. It's been Exo Black on the high ground for so long, controlling the tempo of this in-game. Drizon and Alan Zemo, I'm fumbling a little bit. Alan Xenomorph, excuse me. They have control of the storm, and Visible, this might just be a matter of time.
Yeah, this is looking really, really rough for Alade, and I think that's going to be it right there. Yep, they dropped down.
There it is.
What a victory. What a game. Welcome back, everyone. Amateur Esports Association Fortnite, and we have our players, as you can see, jumping hot out of the battle bus here in round number 2. Round number 1, can you remind us who took that victory there?
Gosh, it was an incredible finish by Exo Black, and they were in control of that entire game. Shout out definitely goes to Overclock, finishing in second. And as we're just spectating these players jump out of the bus, I mean, Visible, we get to spectate a lot of different esports titles. What a ridiculous, and I mean it in a great way, what a ridiculous way to start a game. Everybody just dropping out of the sky into the game. Game 2, I mean, what an awesome start to this season already. Let's Robot Destroyer and Taki. So we recognize Taki. Robot Destroyer must be a sub here for Ollie of our roster that I'm going to have to double check because I don't want to misquote, but a fantastic performance, because we remember we went on a little bit of a roller coaster with Ollie and Taki last game. But yeah, that would be the Exo White roster, and here's U-Not67 and Gearzoid. That's going to be your Exo Black roster, Visible, a team that had so much control of the mid game and a very, very spectacular finish at the end. They are going to be in an early skirmish here, finding a couple of strong shots early here.
Yeah, good to get a little bit of damage down, and it is an absolutely breakneck scramble to get. It looks like Ollie just went down, unfortunately, and is fully eliminated there by XX Cold. Just a little notable player from last round, unfortunately, getting got early. But yeah, over here at the Kappa Factory, thought we'd have a few more players drop. Looks like a couple players decided, you know what, it's a little bit too hot over here for us, and we're gonna move on. Nusha and Goru Pro.
Nusha, a name that we are familiar with.
A White.
The white roster for North Carolina Esports Academy. Again, a strong club here at the AEA. They are very, very well decorated. A lot of accolades to their name. So it's great to see Nusha back in the mix. And I believe Goru Pro might be a new name for us, Visible. So some new names in the mix as well. Getting very well kitted up early in the game. And hopefully we'll get to keep an eye on them as they continue into the late game.
Back to the Kappa Factory. Taki and Robots looking like they're running into a solo player, and that's the U-Not67.
Right. Yeah. I'm not sure what happened to Gearzoid then. Gearzoid must have been eliminated, Visible, and that means that Taki is definitely in a little bit of trouble. Or not Taki, excuse me, U-Not67 is in a bit of trouble. They had a strong placement with a lot of eliminations game, but getting taken out second would be devastating. They get a quick little pump onto Taki. It's going to be a competition prize there, as it's going to get picked up pretty quickly here by Robot Destroyer. But a nice shot nonetheless. A unfortunate finish for a formidable player, but a lot of rounds here in the regular season. So that's the type of player that's going to be able to shrug that one off pretty quickly. Nusha taking some shots here. As we left them, Guru has fallen down as well. So 28 HP for Nusha, trying to make this rotation and trying to get out alive.
Yeah,
he's going to be able to.
That was crazy. Jufu there. The shot from Jufu, Cheobeo. This is a team we're very familiar with.
Carolina Storm Academy, Visible. I mean, very, very strong placement at our 2025 national tournament. My gosh, I don't want to misquote anything here, but a podium finish, I'm certain. And I'm going to get the exact information, because this is a roster that you absolutely have to respect. One of the strongest of our very well decorated Esports Academy club here at the AEA. They do a fantastic job, and their players work very, very hard to earn the accolades that strong team. I'm excited. We did not get to see much of them visible. You may have noticed they had an early finish in the first game, but finding that elimination onto New, they definitely are looking to go further in match number 2.
Exactly right, and what a good start there, eliminating another good team. But Carolina Storm Academy, they are they're regulars here at the AEA, and of course they absolutely pop off just about every time we get a chance to see them. Good to see that is still the case. Taking some shots here at Swungy Bubby.
Swung by baby.
Swung by baby.
Swung by Bubby. Swing. Neither of us know what we're talking about, but the shots are landing. Visible. Cheo Bayo finding some shots here onto the presumed duo here of the fun to say name. And look at that shot landing. Absolutely putting them in the blender. The duo here from Carolina Storm Academy jumping into that box with such unity that how do you even respond to that? That's the type of team that this is. And before Cheo Bayo even gets the spectator cam on him for us, Jufu's going to find Swung by Baby as well. Strong elimination coming through for Carolina Storm Academy, who, Fizzable, I got the stats for you. Second in the 2025 AA National Tournament. So an incredible performance for them where they secured 89 points in 6 Battle Royale matches of Fortnite, 39 eliminations on that day. Not just formidable, also lethal. We're going to have to keep an eye on them through this regular season, no doubt.
And actually, unintentionally, I'm popping right back to them because it looks like they're
on
closest
7
to
limbs.
some more action.
7 elims already, too, in this lobby. It's incredible. And for them to be able to take those fights so quickly, Visible, the difference maker is their health at this point. That has to be a visual bug, right? What the heck was that we just...
I'm not certain.
I don't know. I felt like Drizzen was... It felt like Drizzen was like a meter. Maybe I just don't know what things look like in front of me. Maybe my eyes are deceiving me. But Jufu and Cheo Bayo, they are pushing Drizzen, who is in a low ground position and is quickly getting overwhelmed. Pieces being taken, and the unison that this duo operates with. There's the duo coming through. Alan Xenomorph on the high ground makes things more complicated. Suddenly, Drizzon is in space finding the knock.
I was not expecting that. Drizzen and Alan Xenomorph. What in the world? They just turned that on Carolina Storm Academy. What a crazy play.
I mean, that was fantastic by this roster here. So all of those accolades, all of the hype that we were giving to Carolina Storm Academy, and notably, very well deserved, but it's just getting absorbed here by Exo Black, who are continuing to put on a show. They did such a good job in round number 1 with the Victory Royale and taking out an absolute powerhouse early in game number 2 here. A fantastic demonstration of their abilities so far. Why you ban Xbox? Of course, do it up with Hector Boy at YouTube. Getting the quick confirm. This is Sniper Gang, the roster Sniper Gang. No snipers in the loadout at this time. But still a fun name as they are rotating around. Where's Duo here? Am I missing something?
I think I don't know where Hector Boy is. I was trying to figure
Boy.
that out. It looked like they were maybe in a little bit of a fight, maybe got split up, but Hector Boy might be lost to a spectator bug, or it might be lost to a couple of old men who are just very confused. There's Hector Boy.
Right there. Hector Boy is right there. A couple of old men have found it. We solved the case, guys. We solved the case.
We're just a couple of scared old men who don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. Hector Boy able to enlighten us, do it up. For a second, I thought that this team that wanted the ones Visible, they were just gonna we'll start on opposite sides of the map. But no, a more understandable strategy being implemented by Sniper Gang as they are in a high ground position, potentially rotating into the fight. We could see a couple of teams kind of getting into the mix. Jojo Card and Alan Xenomorph. But before you even get to talk to Alan, you got to get through. It pops up under the hill, finds out very quickly Visible, and that seems to be the theme of game 2. When these fights start, they are about to finish. It is very quick-paced, fast-paced gameplay today.
That was crazy. I really thought that fight was going to be a little bit longer, a little bit more difficult, but Drizzen and Alan are just popping off. They're making these fights really seem really easy, even when they're absolutely not.
That's what a good player will do, Visible. They can go in with that decisiveness, that quickness, and just may really show what can be done by a competent player behind a keyboard, a mouse, or a controller. And right now, Void Terminal is doing their best not to find that out for themselves. A lot of teams rotating through this area. We're entering the middle, maybe the late to middle area of the game. It's not the time that you want to drop to make it to the end game. Hector Boy finds elimination on Hot Shoe. There's the full drop.
Why you ban Xbox? Hey, they're going to have to get set up quickly because you see what's happening here on your screen.
I do. Who's the assailants? Oh my gosh, it's Exo Black Visible. They continue to put on a show. Hector Boy catching a lot of jam. Ban Xbox is getting target banned yet again as Drizzen has eliminated them down to a knock, and Hector Boy, they are jumping into the box. And that is going to be a takeover by Drizzon and Alan Xenomorph for Exo Black. Their W keys are just taped down Visible, and they are looking to put as many steps in as possible right now, running over teams. Robot Destroyer now and Taki in a fight of their own.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
It did not like their helicopter cam there. Just spawned us in the sky. So we're gonna just stay right down here with Robot Destroyer and Taki.
When you go to free cam, I think you can click R for the reset. Okay. I think it'll reset your free cam. So we're learning a lot today. We're figuring it out, but we are so happy to be able to spectate these games like this. I mean,
You're
if you are
correct, in fact.
Yeah, I know we do love this. It's great. We get to see all the views. We get to see things like Robot Destroyer jumping into Lightheart Ethan's box and getting the knock there. Taki still standing. Is it going to matter? There's the full elimination on the Lightheart Ethan.
A little behind the scenes here, folks, as we're watching some great content from Robot Destroyer and Taki. I've played MMOs that are less complicated mechanically than controlling the Fortnite spectator, but the depth of mechanics and stuff you can do is almost as depthful as the gameplay we're seeing right now. How do you like that?
I do like that. I like that a lot. I mean, with great power comes great capabilities. I don't know if that's been said before, but we are increasing our capabilities every single podcast. So thank you guys for tuning in as we do that. Lightheart Ethan, we saw the drop go through for them. Theory still standing for Frisco Falcons Green. Gotta see if they can.
Trying to see if they had like a respawn location.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't. Yeah, I am not sure where our closest reboot would be from our current location, but that would definitely be a top of mind for Theory right now. Trying to find a good spot to transition to and get that pickup. You want to be entering the late game as a duo, if at all possible. I feel like that's ball 101. If our Fortnite casters today know ball, that's ball 101. Robot Destroyer Taki. Look at that Visible. Robot Destroyer with 3 eliminations to their name already. And we are... I mean, I think this might have been a little bit of a more lethal early game Visible, because we are down to 14 players already. And, I mean, our last late game, very congested. A lot of teams made it that... But some hotter drops this game, number 2.
Yeah, hotter drops, and something that we should know is there's 8 teams right now. I believe just 1 with a solo, 2 with a solo, and so really
solo,
it's 6 plus 2 solos. So we've
Right.
we don't have many players left in this lobby. We entered the final circle in round 1 with 7 teams, almost all at full strength. So this is going to be a little bit of some downtime potentially, which we've not had a lot of on this broadcast. These teams have been after each other. Speaking of going after each other,
maybe not.
Here we are.
Turks on Height and Uruguayan Peace making a rotation here, chasing it down. It looks like they want the smoke. They are chasing down Fear right now, who is, of course, a member of Frisco Falcons Navy. Going to get the roster confirmation for Uruguayan Peace. It's Exo Orange Visible. So 2 teams with very formidable capabilities pushing into each other. And if you look at the rafters off to the side, it's Drizzen and Alan Xenomorph from Exo Black.
Yeah, and they're just seemingly lying in wait. We're going to hop on to their POV right now, because I think they're going to go on the attack if they find an angle they like. And, you know, you see 5 kills to Drizzen's name. He's found a lot of angles that he likes in this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if we do get a little bit of downtime Visible, like we were talking about, I think it's a certain level of caginess that comes with trying to control the map. All the teams, they have a second to catch their breath right now, and they all have the same information, right? Where's the surf coming in from? What rotations are you going to have to make in other teams as well? And trying to control the map, like with the high ground that you can see set up off to the side here. I'm not certain which team controls it, but they could spell a problem here for Exo Black as they try to make this rotation. It's Valen and definitely Thunderyard down there as well. Yep, it's the Frisco Falcons white roster. Is this going to be a fight? And they absolutely won it. Here's Exo Black jumping into their setup.
And we've got quite a setup here. They're going to have to break down quite a lot of their bunker that they formed up here at the top of the wolf statues. 2 statues. I really love this part of the map. I think it's really, really nicely done by the devs. Turks on height.
Oh my
losing height, losing HP. Drizzen tracking them down, goes down to 1, and Turks has been knocked. A great round for Turks, but finally is being taken out, and we will move on to another screen.
And so here's, an incredible demonstration of mechanics. There's the full knockdown of Turks on heights there. I actually think this might have been a good play from Frisco Falcons white. They had the high ground position, they had the knock teams. And that situation was getting a little bit sticky, right? We had about 3 teams getting involved. And right now we want to play for the late game, right? We made it this far. Let's push to that final circle and make our case for why we should be the last team standing. And they're able to do that right now, getting out of dodge before they were the ones on the receiving end of that fight. A heads-up rotation here for Frisco Falcons white.
We got some more action here. We haven't seen Lightheart Kitten or Theory on screen today. They're looking like they're going with that one strategy that we certainly, I think you and I would try against some of the mechanical players in this lobby, which would be avoiding them until the last circle, hunker down, get a little bit of loot, and try to surprise them here at the end of the circle. So, no complaints here from our end. We'll have to just let them cook, let them get in position, and we'll see what they can do when they get there. Checking around, this is going to be one of our... this is where, Turks was dropped just a little bit ago.
Yep.
Don't know if we have a reboot left in here. It looks like if there is one, Peace is going to find it.
Yeah, Uruguay and Peace would be aware of that. They've got 4 eliminations, so this isn't a team that's necessarily afraid of the skirmish. It's just a matter, there's the reboot. Yep, they are going to be able to get the pickup here. And it's fantastic timing, right? Kind of taking advantage of the that there's not a ton of teams in the circle at this point, so you have a little bit more freedom to get what would otherwise be a very late game reboot. That being said, this area does have a little bit of activity. You can see Theory, you can see Lightheart Ethan in the area, as well as and Hot Shoe, who may very well end up running into each other. Not sure that this player knows that Void Terminal's there, or quickly finding the shot visible. Shot after shot after shot, making a 3-piece combo, and gets the elimination there onto Void Terminal. Hunkering down, wanted to play for that in-game for the North Carolina Navy roster. They just were not able to put it together. And Visible, I respect the strategy here from Void Terminal. It's early in the season. The name of the game is consistency and getting those points placed. But unfortunately, you definitely don't want to get caught out. And the duo here is what I'm confused about. Where is Void Terminal's duo? I think it's Hot Shoe. And I believe they're still in the area, hiding Visible right here in the corner.
I mean, what in the world? Are you kidding me?
We're playing a horror game right now. Just the trigger control. Hot Shoe very well could try to take this fight, but very likely might just try to live a little
I think they're gonna just chill.
I don't know, but they might not have that option. There are ops in the facility Visible, and if Lightheart Ethan turns a corner at the wrong time, they might be faced with a shotty to the face.
I mean, I can't believe
Hot Shoe.
This is insane. The way that Hot Shoe is just. I mean, they don't know they're there. It's remarkable.
Yeah, Theory is not aware. Wait.
Gosh.
Unless.
I mean, oh, here we go. Here we go. They found out now.
It's been discovered. Hot Shoe.
Oh
Hot
my
Shoe is gonna fall.
Dude, hats off to Hot Shoe. That's maybe the funniest thing I have seen on a Fortnite broadcast. Fantastic. Nearly gets away with it too.
I respect it. Visible. I mean, like at a certain point, your 1v2, your duo has just been, taken out in style by the assaulting team there. The idea of just trying to live to get maybe even get a reboot out or get a reboot, if nothing else, very, very good. I'd like to talk about it more, but we got to take our attention to Turks on height, who's got the edit onto Taki and jumps in the box to find the elimination. That's going to leave them down to a solo as Robot Destroyer catching it from both angles. A surgical engagement there by Turks on height, and Uruguay in Peace to just dissect that duo and take it home. A couple of points for placement and a couple of points for eliminations as well. The fights are going to break out from here. I have a feeling the end of this game is going to come together very, very quickly. French Toast 6-7. Man,
6-7. Oh my gosh.
the number of 6-7 references that we can get in a single game of Fortnite.
Unbelievable.
It's something.
It's such a funny shared culture. And we're gonna go right back to Turks and Peace, who've really been running the lobby. One of the teams have been running the lobby here in round 2. Certainly been distinct. And we have Theory, the hide-and-go-seek players from earlier, the victors from that hide-and-go-seek battle here, waiting at the end of the tunnel. And I think Peace and Turks, they want the fight, but you know, this is kind of a tough spot. The circle coming in, I don't think they mind. You know, giving it a second and allowing them to come through the tunnel, forcing them through it, and there we go. Yeah, I think that was just too good of a choke, too difficult of a choke for both teams to really deal with. So both teams are going to think differently about it. We have a fight over here. Back to Drizzen and Allen, who have found a player to attack on their own, and I'm unsure who it is at the moment.
They have the high ground, and they're going to look for a rotation here. Small thing that you're going to see a lot of with the current movement set, and this is something we haven't gotten to talk about. I think that Fortnite metas are absolutely defined by the movement items that players have at their disposal. And this season, in my opinion, is a little bit dry of the types of movement and mobility that players have at their disposal. And so we're going to see things like Flowberry Fizz and launch pads being the center of attention. And so you're going to see this a lot right here. Popping a little bit of the Fizz before jumping onto the bounce pad to get that extra height. But right now, this position here from Drizon and Allen Xenomorph is just one to play for the high ground. Exo Black with an incredible finish in game 1. Can they put it together back to back? They have the high ground, maybe the position necessary to do so.
We have some
and
bush
in the bush
here.
right now. Oh my god, this might be a recipe for disaster if you're French Toast 67. The rotation is clean. And no noise yet, and there it is! Thunderyard and Valid put a quick elimination together, and French Toast doesn't waste a single step. Said, nope, see you later, buddy. You just got boot camped. I am out of here. It's not going to happen to me. That's a free elimination from Thunderyard and Valen. I say free, but they earned for a heads-up positioning as we enter the late game, and they were coordinated on that engaged trigger control. It's what we saw earlier from our player who was hiding out in the hot shoe, but that a little bit of trigger control leading into an engage there from North Carolina, or excuse me, from Frisco Falcons White, and now Uruguayan Peace, Turks on height. They're looking for the engage against Exo Black.
These two teams have been fragging out in this round, so we're going to get a little bit of a battle of the Titans, and just going to have to Turks on height on the low ground, Uruguayan Peace also on the low ground. I like the positioning here from Drizzen and Allen. I don't think they can really push them that hard. They've got the little hand cannon there, the gold hand cannon, and they're just going to try to dip out of there, get out of dodge as fast as possible. They're going to run into a lot of teams, though, because it's getting tight. Nice little recovery there from Peace. So they're just trying to find their bearings.
Yeah, trying to find the bearings and trying to make sure that you are putting yourself in a smart spot. A lot of teams right here, confident teams, Visible. They don't care about taking fights. They want that, in fact. But the most hostile, the most lethal team is going to hesitate just a second right now to make sure they're taking smart fights, because that's the difference between 5th place and a victory royale. And right now, I don't know, Exo Black, they're on the low ground. They've been these in games from the high ground. Right now, a little bit of a different pace right now, trying to take the box fight and control it from there. This rotation is about to, or the storm, excuse me, is about to force some major rotations from teams. And potentially, it's Theory and Lightheart on the low ground for Frisco Falcons Green that are going to be in control. But look at the space that's being taken. Turks and Uruguayan are able to take an incredible amount of space uncontested.
Yeah, and right now the team's clearly just waiting for that circle to figure out what's going to happen next. French Toast, one of the only players left as a solo, doesn't have a home yet. Here we go, just built it up. I'm going to just wait and see. Let's see where the circle goes. Oh my goodness, it's going to go as far east as you can imagine it going. And the teams are going to have to make some decisions here. Allen and French Toast. French Toast not going to take the engage yet.
I'm curious who goes first. We have a very limited amount of time before these teams could start duking it out right now, and that's what's happening between Drizzle and Lightheart. I think the heads-up play would be to play for first and Storm. Edit's being built quickly here. Theory looking to be on the receiving end of that, but Drizzle is actually going to get cut out, and this is why I say the rotation visible, because despite the fact that the mechanics are on point, the rotations, the engages are on point by Exo Black right now, they are being hindered by the teams that have the positioning and the laser. Turks on height right now, who is just a little bit ahead in the Storm. Valen and Thunderyard seem to have control of the low ground of this late game play style here, the late game positioning that we've found ourselves in, and Theory and Lightheart making up the flank on the side, trying to find the engagement here. And it's a skirmish for high ground between these two teams. Uruguayan catching a lot of damage, nearly cracked by Lightheart Ethan, who is continuing to spray damage, apply that pressure from the high ground.
Yeah, and I'm shocked we haven't seen as much movement toward the circle as you were talking about, but we're going to hop on to Uruguayan Peace. At the bottom of this mountain here, took a lot of damage. Turks on height out of the circle, taking a lot of damage themselves. We're going to swap to them. Oh my god, gets the elimination onto Valen.
Oh my goodness.
They're getting some kills for the road. Finally goes down. And Turks is down. Peace is still up. We have a couple of players left bearing down now on Peace. And can they survive? This would be remarkable. I mean, barely even know what's happening now on the screen.
Uruguayan, the solo visible. The last player alive from their team, catching so much damage. It's Theory and Lightheart Ethan from Frisco Falcons Green. They have the high ground, they have the damage, and they are not looking to let go of pressure. Destroying mats, finding chip damage, taking a little bit in return, but still in control of this late game so far. It would take a miracle in Peace to put this one together. The solo against the duo here. 3 left in the lobby. Looking for the window of opportunity. It could take a single shot, or it could take a couple of very, very well put together plays, but I don't see feasible how Uruguayan can make this happen. So much pressure being put onto them right now.
And they're actually letting Uruguayan get respecting the player right now. Is just don't want to push them and get anything back for it. Taking a little bit of damage, but a little bit of damage in return. Lightheart Ethan is full at the moment. Probably wants to use that HP to their advantage, and finally gets Uruguayan Peace down. But what a fantastic play there by Peace to stay alive so long. Nonetheless, Theory and Ethan.
Victory Royale for the Frisco Falcons Green. A great job to them. Oh my goodness, Fizzable. Do you know what's better than 2?
3.
3. We're going into game 3. We're going into game 3 right now, Fizzable. We're hanging out with Comet the 5th and CTR Wraith. This would be your contender Tulsa Roughnecks Black roster, holding it down. Remember, again, a team that's been represented at national tournaments for the AEA, a team that's competed season after season, a team that actually came out and played well in our Valorant Open just last weekend. So not Wraith specifically, but I can't say it not. I don't actually know off the top of my head what their roster looked like, but still great to see the contender Roughnecks represented in this lobby right now. So definitely going to be keeping an eye on CTR Wraith and Comet the 5th here as they play through game 3 of our first game day of the regular season, Visible. And here we have our Victory Royale recipients in that last match. It's Lightheart Ethan and Theory for the Frisco Falcons Green roster.
We've got a couple teams in and around this area. I'm always interested to see how they decide where to land. So we're going to pop over to the team just left of them here with Gearzoid and Not 67 and see what these teams are thinking of doing here.
Yeah, you have a little bit of comfort, pre-game decisions that get made, right? And of course, those pre-game decisions, it's possible to know what other teams are going to be doing. You know your loot. You know what areas you like to go for to get loot. You know what rotations you like to make after that fact. But everything gets shaken up when more teams enter the mix, and that's what's happening right now for Reset and Void Terminal. They had a very comfortable opening drop, but it's Overclocked Esports pushing that onto them right now. Reset with a fantastic shot onto Alade. Shots are tippy right back. Reset does find that knock, and Overclocked Esports is going to be down to a solo in this very early skirmish. It's Fear Kyle, has the opportunity to tuck tail and turn around, but right now it looks like they still want this fight visible.
Yeah,
or not.
Yeah, I was gonna say I almost kind of wanted Fear Kyle to maybe go for it, just with, but kind of low on ammo, to be honest. Like there's not a lot of supplies.
Yeah. You know, if there's a team that can do it and a player that can do it, I believe Kyle. In the short number of games we've been able to spectate up to this point, Overclocked Esports showing that they are absolutely a formidable roster, and so I wouldn't be afraid to see the push, and even just this one chest of equipment here is giving them the confidence to take these pot shots. If nothing else visible, Fear Kyle wants that reboot tag so that they can get their duo back for the late game.
Yeah, and I don't mind just kind of taking some pot shots here. Eventually Void Terminal and Reset theoretically have to move, have to leave. So maybe if Kyle's banking on them trying to make a run for it and taking some shots. Yeah, 1v2 just very, very difficult, even with an HP advantage, even with a resource advantage. You're still dealing with two different people who can keep a wall up, who can beat you in piece control, who can surround you. So it's going to be really tough here. And I kind of just want to stick with this squad for a second. We do see some action maybe happening in Canyon Crossing, but kind of curious what these two teams decide on, because it looks like Void Terminal and Reset kind of thinking about things right now.
Yeah, that'd be the North Carolina Esports Academy Navy roster, by the way, and CEA Navy roster holding it down and getting that early elimination hunkered down for them. It seems that they're aware that Fear Kyle has not made the exit rotation yet. They are not moving away too fast either. They're nearly camping that tag visible, and it's kind of a smart play by them because Overclocked Esports is a roster that's been performing quite well today, and if you have an opportunity to deny them the chance to be a duo in the late game, doing that in the early game is going to be a great thing to do. So we'll keep an eye if the reboot does come through, but for now, Carolina Storm Academy crashing onto Gearzoid and U-Not67. That's the Exo Blue who have the high ground in this fight right now, but not enough of an advantage for me to call it over yet. Cracked shields on both sides now, and Jufu is getting up close and personal with Gearzoid, who is down to just 22 HP, trying to pop a mini. Both players very quickly getting healed back up here. The little truce that these players make in these skirmishes, well, entertaining from our point of view for sure. Getting healed up. Cheobeo is taking a little bit of damage here. U-Not67 catching a lot of shots as well. But visible, no window of opportunity has clearly presented itself. Denying rotations, pressuring any chances of taking some damage out. And right now, this is just expensive for both teams until there it is. Jufu does get the knock onto Gearzoid, and suddenly it's an advantage for Carolina Storm Academy. We're trying to find the win from the bottom right now. U-Not67 getting pushed out of their box, dropping a little bit lower, and suddenly Jufu high ground keeps their position, coming in on the off angle, while Cheobeo is putting pressure on from the other side. A shot, and he lands, make it two. And suddenly U-Not67 is sent to the main lobby, waiting for match number 4 today. Cheobeo, Jufu. A little bit of a hesitation there, but they're able to get it done.
Yeah, what a great fight there from Carolina Storm Academy. Patient, surrounded them, had the low ground, so arguably not the position you always want in Fortnite, but made the best of it, hit their shots, and pulled it out. Jojo alone over here. Not sure if Aang, our last Airbender,
Jojo card,
or the last solo player. Almost a pun there. It looks like actually Theory and Lightheart Ethan might not know they're there, might leave them alone.
The last solo player got me. It took me way too long to get it, but it got me when I that would be your York Academy agents, by the way, or today agent without a duo. But yeah, and the last solo player, Jojo Card, shout out from the Outpost Enclave here. Another solo in the vicinity? No, it's a duo. It's just a bit of a rotation coming. Cold and Superstar. Double checking rosters for that right now. Superstar and Cold going to be members of the NCEA Gold roster. And look at this engage here. onto JoJo. Do they know? I don't think so quite yet, but they definitely do actually, as they land quite a lot of damage, and suddenly going to find a rotation, but I'm not going to see it happen as Superstar is going to hit the final blow with the shoddy and get a little bit of loot in exchange for their efforts. But have they alerted Carolina Storm Academy? Seems to be the case, Visible. We're breaking into another fight.
Jufu and Cheobeo sniffing out some action as they always do, taking the fight once again from the lower angle. And X-Cold gets absolutely obliterated there. Jufu, very dangerous in close quarters, and it is close quarters indeed. Down to 14 HP, though. Have they overplayed their hand? We'll check in with Cheobeo, see if they have some reinforcements coming in. Cold is right back up to strength. Superstar keeping that high degree of altitude. X-Cold trying to find any kind of penetration into their fort. And just like that, you know, I thought we'd have a pretty quick fight, but this is going to be a little bit of stagnation here.
Right, and this is something like Carolina Storm Academy. They're usually able to start in these fights so efficiently, but it was very, very good on our recipient team here, North Carolina Gold, to hold it down against the roster. They have the high ground. They're putting on the pressure. Carolina Storm Academy have to figure out how to make it work from below. They've done it before. We've seen it this game, in fact. But can they do it again against their sister team here, the North Carolina Gold roster? Look at the damage Visible from an angle that you didn't even know existed. Popping about 80 damage onto Cold here, making it that much harder for them to open this up and find the elimination. Cheobeo does catch a lot of heat there, though.
Yeah, I think the way Cold and Superstar are playing this really, really nice. They've kept the high ground the entire time. They're finding the angles and they're shooting together. They're like, it's really hard to break a piece when one or two players are holding that piece that you're trying to break down. So getting that angle there and absolutely blowing up Carolina Storm Academy's defense really did some wonders for them, though. But Carolina Storm are not going to go down until now. Cheobeo just got obliterated with the shoddy, and Jufu on the run. Cannot run fast enough. Superstar and Cold taking them down one by one. And that's one of our better teams going down to the squad here.
Yeah, you gotta give the flowers to North Carolina Gold, who were able to put it together in that fight right there. Despite the fact that that was a bumpy one, it was an expensive fight, it was a long drawn out fight, but ultimately it ended in North Carolina Gold taking a fantastic engage from two separate angles right onto the same box at the exact same time. It's that type of coordination and mechanical ability that you just have to appreciate, and I'm trying so hard to stay focused. Wow, the Roughnecks Black roster are synchronized dancing in the air right onto the North Carolina Gold roster, who are clean off of that fight win, catching a lot of damage. Comet the 5th needs to get rebooted up before they get into Harry.
Yeah, this is going to be a sticky fight here for them. We just saw NCEA Gold obliterate one of our top squads in Carolina Storm, and just like that, they're going to come through once again. Cold and Superstar, a rising duo here in round 3, and they've been good all stream, but I don't know if they've been this good.
Yeah, I mean, they have. We've seen them in the end game. We've seen them winning fights. But with another couple of eliminations there after a successful skirmish onto the contender Roughnecks roster, you have to hand it to them. And if you saw that their Visible Superstar, 6 eliminations to their name early in this game. We are barely at the midway point here, and we are going to see as things get more congested, as things break down, that number 6 that might count a little bit higher, maybe even to 7.
Maybe. Oh God, I was trying to get there before you did. Our kids have just really changed our brain chemistry quite a bit. And Turks on Height taking some damage now from Superstar and Cold and Superstar. This is just not the duo you want to challenge. It's D Wade, it's LeBron in that famous image with the alley-oop, non-alley-oop that they may or may not have done. And what a ridiculous position to be in, having to play against a team at the top of their game. They're going to dip out, and I think that's probably for the best.
I don't know. They might just be getting regrouped here, as any good basketball team would like to do. They have a position just looking to get a little bit healthier before the fight actually breaks out. North Carolina Gold keeping the pressure up. Teams definitely aware of each other. Could it be true? Could we be the prophecy tellers here that number 6 for Superstar begging to go up at least 1 digit higher? Turks and Uruguay and Peace holding it down. But the question here is the Storm, right? Like, ultimately, North Carolina Gold, they're acting as gatekeepers to the circle. They don't want to let Uruguayan and Turks break in. And so right now they are just continually applying this pressure and making it impossible for Turks and Uruguayan to take any ground in this fight.
Yeah, I like the position there in quite a bit. This is the time of the game I just don't really want to get into any kind of extreme fight at the moment. That's just me. Some of these teams are obviously far more capable than I am at Fortnite, but I like getting to the final circle. I think I prioritize that in my head more than anything else, more than getting the elimination. That being said, a total of 7. A total of 7 kills here for them. I mean, that's going to go up on the scoreboard, and that's going to feel really, really nice. Coming in here, Lade got obliterated. We didn't see the first shot, but we might see the last one here with Uruguayan and Turks.
So crafty edits coming through from Lade, but that is going to be the final blow. With Lade going down, Overclocked Esports not out, but down to a solo right now, and right back onto our screens, it's North Carolina Gold who are pressing the third-party narrative right now. They are trying to get into the mix, and Exo does have the high ground over Exo Orange, Turks and Uruguayan. The roster currently on the low ground, trying to put an end to the reign of terror that North Carolina Gold are putting together in match number 3 today.
Yeah, and this is just getting to be a lot. It looks like, I mean, they're on the bottom of the pile right now, so this is really tough to visualize. You can see what they deal with whenever they're getting piled on by a really good team. How many angles they have to cut off just to survive, and you see an angle you didn't even possibly tell was opening up, just hurt Turks really badly. Turks getting a little bit of return fire now. Peace is down, and I think essentially out of this fight. Superstar and Cold are pretty good in the HP department with no shields, and we're going to get a little bit of a lull here as finally Peace gets eliminated. We're at the top of the pile now with our duo superstars here, Cold and the namesake of the duo, Superstar. Now chasing down Turks. Turks trying to get away. I think they're going to get away with this, to be honest. It's really hard to catch a player of that caliber, even when you're on an absolute heater as these two teams are. But I love that fight. We got to see the bottom of the pile. We don't get to see that all the time. It can just show you folks at home and aspiring Fortnite esports players how absolutely top-tier mechanics really go a long way.
Yeah, especially in those low ground fights like you're mentioning, it really does turn into a mechanical, messy, scrappy box fight type of situation. A little bit of a different situation is what we're here, breakout between Ollie and Funky and French Toast. A very fun cast participating in this fight right now. French Toast getting pushed, a lot of damage. Who's now found that flank angle, looking to break into some French Toast and put some shots together. Takes the piece, gets on the wrong end of the edit there, and is going to take a big chunk of damage through the shotty there. Forced to get healed up right now, but Ollie still alive and healthy as Fear Copper is pushing into Funky here, not wanting to let that reset happen. Funky does get dropped visible, and so Fear Copper and French 6-7 ahead in this situation right now.
Yeah, and wow, what a crazy little fight there, and that was way over on the west side of the map. We don't see a lot of fights over the ocean like that because it can get so awkward. You know, if your pieces go down, there's just not much you can really do about it. We're out deep in the circle, and we've got a couple of players left over here. Piece still down. Turks might be getting sniffed out by a team here. Doesn't know they're there.
Oh my gosh!
Superstar and Cold, and then we got a part 2. We got Rumble in the jungle.
It is a rumble in the jungle. The fate of Exo Orange is lying on Turks on height, who almost had the great shot. Oh my goodness, Visible. I really thought they were going to put that together, but somehow the numbers just don't add up to find that elimination. But look at what is going on right now. So many teams, Visible, have been drawn out into the storm to take this fight. They are bloodthirsty, absolutely hungry to take fights. Multiple players in this area right now. The question is, does North Carolina Gold know? They certainly do now, as they are taking an onslaught of damage. The minigun from Alan Xenomorph putting the pressure on to North Carolina Gold.
Yeah, got just lit up there. Has a little bit of of healing there, but doesn't have shield. So Superstar is going to stay at 100 right now, 95 even, and it's going to have to find a way to outlast this team. They've been in a non-stop fight mode. We followed them just about all of this third round, and looking like finally Drizzen gets the best of Cold there, and Cold is eliminated completely. Superstar is low. Superstar is down. Drizzen, Allen takes out the kill leaders of our lobby just like that. They had no rest, no reprieve. There was no place to hide, and Drizzen and Allen stand alone.
You got to hand it to Exo Black. They were fantastic early in our lobby today. I'm not sure if that's a visual bug or if we're just really down with shooting right now. I'm not sure what's going on there. But no, Exo Black here, finding the victory in that skirmish. Incredible performance from them. Is it going to pay off though, Visible? But look at this. We have an absolute marathon to run just to get back into the circle. And that's still not going to be an easy task because there's going to be shots coming on just like Fury is experiencing right now. So much damage coming on from French Toast, who gets the knock right out of the air, plucked out of the air like a bird. Fury
You're coming with me, John Connor.
Make it a full knock, Visible. French Toast, Fear, Copper. Two members of the Frisco Falcons Navy roster with an additional point in their pocket. 3 eliminations total and a top 6 finish at worst for them right now.
And yeah, getting killed by the Arnie. I think it's the Arnie Terminator. I think. Otherwise, my reference makes absolutely no sense.
That's got to be it. That's got to be it.
It must be it. And in fact, this could even be Sarah Connor potentially, or just a kind of vaguely military-ish lady. Cool skin nonetheless, but Toaster 6'7".
Yeah, I hope it's a theme. We love a good theme here at the AEA. Void Terminal and Reset here, taking a page out of Frisco Falcons white book. You'll remember last game when Frisco Falcons popped out of the bush, got a quick elimination in the late game too, and that's absolutely what could happen if a unfortunate duo stumbles by the greenery here on this side of the storm. And that's absolutely, look at their positioning here, Visible. They're right on the edge of the circle. There's going to be a lot of teams that are looking to rotate near them, or solos for that matter, including Lightheart Ethan, who is getting dangerously close.
Yeah, I like the... See, this is more of kind of the style I think I would have to play. Lightheart Ethan, and I think Lightheart Ethan is forced into this, right, because they are a solo, having to play a little bit more cautiously,
But at the same time, Visible, solo or duo, this is fantastic. I love the positioning, playing dead side of the circle, playing for the high ground. You get more information, you get a ton of knowledge, and that's absolutely what you need in this game. Otherwise, you end up in these skirmishes while you're just trying to make rotation, something that Fear, Copper, and French Toast absolutely know all too much about. Frisco Falcons Navy to find a win in a skirmishy fight during a late game storm circle moving through. This could get hairy very quickly. Void Terminal without a lot of HP and still catching an incredible amount of shots. It's Allen Xenomorph deciding to insert themselves into the fight, trying to find a final blow at a reset. They do get the knock, and from miles away they are participating in this fight. The safety of the distance here is Allen Xenomorph's favorite opponent. Just shredding. Look at the damage.
Oh my goodness, putting so much damage down. It does make you extremely immobile, so if you really get seen, it can get tough, and you can get dropped quickly, and we've seen that so far today. But what a great use of that, and you get a target-rich environment, and you get some really good results when you have a couple thousand bullets to your name. Allen and Drizzen quickly rising up our leaderboard here in round number 3. Looking around in the circle, a lone player in the circle is Lightheart Ethan, as we talked about. Love the rotation play from them. We're going to look at some of the challengers now. Alade and Fear Kyle. It's been a minute, you know, we haven't seen him for a while, but we're right back with him. And Fear Kyle, right, we were there at the beginning when Alade got eventually apparently got the res off.
Tag.
So
that is what we were looking for. We wanted to keep an eye out for it, and so Fear Kyle must have found a way back in to get that reboot, and is absolutely looking to see it pay off now. I mean, the difference between coming into this stage of the game as a solo and a duo is absolutely monumental and visible. We have 9 players left in this game, 5 teams represented in what could be our final circle. It's going to get hairy. Alade, for Overclocked Esports is getting pressured out by Drizzen and Xenomorph right now. That's going to be your Exo Black roster. They are formidable. They know how to finish these lobbies, and they're looking to do it again. Fear Kyle hanging out in the bush. Overclocked Esports might be able to get a cheeky bush elimination. But right now, Alan is not taking any chances, shooting everything green. And a little bit of a pause here comes as we have multiple teams rotating into this area. And look at the Storm Visible. We're going to look to play first on the circle. That's the strategy for Exo Black. They are in position to be first to that next spot. 20 seconds separates these teams from a very, very aggressive. Right now, Exo Black just looking to continue to apply the pressure. Any chance you have to deny an enemy the ability to rotate, any chance you have to take some mats away from an enemy, make them use some ammo, that's absolutely what to do, but on it proper, they're the ones taking advantage of the opportunity, trying to become the first ones to the circle.
Yeah, you know, I like the and you know what, they got the circle, the luck there from the circle, and also, you know, you make your own luck, but of course also has to get a little bit lucky too. French Toast and Fear Copper in a good spot here, attacking Light-Hearted Kitty. Fear Kyle there in the kill feed gets a kill. We're gonna stick around here with Team Terminator as we check out how they're gonna attack Lightheart. Ethan gets Copper down low. They're not getting to Ethan yet. They haven't taken him out.
Is it gonna be a trade?
I don't know.
That's really, really tough for Fear Copper there. I thought it was going to be immediately traded. That would be a fine situation for the duo, considering it's a 2v1. But to be able to get that knock and just give themselves the space to continue the rotation, that's critical. And now Exo Black, they're looking to make a for their own. They're all the way on far side of circle. If they can build up some high ground, they'll be in a fantastic position. So look for the final blows. Exo Black staying very closely coordinated through the hairiest part of this game, the final couple of circles here. Nobody dropping through that rotation is phenomenal. All of these teams know the significance in the difference between 5th and 1st, and you do not want to be the next team to get eliminated.
That's a great point. This is like just very nerve-wracking for the next team to go down. Every team wants to get in that podium position. Ollie fighting for their life, and they're doing a great job right now. You can hear in the background just the absolute
shredding,
insane amount of bullets coming out from Alan. It must have been Alan. Yeah, here we go. Having to reload. You can see the heat on the weapon there. And no one's still gone down. Just so much damage coming through.
Frisco Falcons Navy, they're involved here. Also, the Frisco Falcons green roster. So a lot of representation from that club in this final circle here. But the noise you're hearing is the onslaught from Exo Black, who are looking to shred any and everything that moves in these late game circles. Exo Black, they have a high ground position, pushing it a little bit higher, making a but there's a Lade getting knocked. That's gonna be Overclocked Esports down to they're eliminated, I believe, Visible, because we are down to just 5 players,
Kyle's
2 of them. Oh, you're excuse me, you're right. Overclocked still one of the 3 duos left in this lobby. A duo alive for Exo Black, who have the high ground right now. And who else do we still have? It's got to be one of our Frisco Falcons rosters.
And now finally Alan without the minigun. Now just with the, you know what? And now only has the golden shotgun. I guess boo-hoo, right? The rich are quite rich in this lobby. They've earned that right to have good weapons here at the final circle. Fear Copper and French Toast moving in on the solo Fear Kyle. And this is actually just not what these two teams probably want to do with the top team at the moment. Fear Kyle gets one down.
Makes it happen. If you're going to break into the house, you've got to have an eviction notice, and Fear Kyle gets that elimination onto Fear Copper. That's the Navy roster down to 1, making 0, eliminated. A strong 3rd place finish from them, but now it's 3 players alive. The duo of Exo Black trying to make it happen, and they put it together with that elimination onto Fear Kyle from Overclocked Esports. It's another Exo Black victory royale.